Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I get back on track and get back into my routines after traveling. I just flew to San Diego to go visit my brother. He goes to school out there and it was his birthday, so I met up with him. We hung out in San Diego for a little bit and then we drove to the Terranea Resort to meet up with our grandparents because my grandma also has the same birthday. So we drove over there. It was the most beautiful vacation ever. I absolutely loved this resort. So here's a little recap and then we'll get right into it.
Phenomenal.
What about you, Bud?
Oh my gosh. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Yay!
I give it an 11.
Woo!
I give it millions.
Good morning, you guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing some ways that I reset and get back on track after traveling. I just got back from California, so I thought this would be the perfect time. In the past, I would really neglect my routines while traveling because obviously you're around people 24/7 and meeting so many people, you're just constantly on the go, so self-care is kind of in the back of your mind. But these are ways that I've really learned to manage my stress when I get home and just keep myself structured and balanced so that I'm not totally neglecting myself and then forcing myself back into my routines. I'm gonna be sharing 5 tips that I've really developed throughout these past couple of years of traveling that have kept me structured and have allowed me to maintain my routines and not feel so overwhelmed. Obviously, because I own a business, I always feel like so much falls on me, and so I would really dread coming home and I wouldn't keep up with my morning routines or my movement because I would feel like there's just so much that I have to give to other people. And I'm sure a lot of us can relate to that with just our day-to-day responsibilities, so I thought it would be super helpful to share those tips with you guys and really give you some motivation for getting back on track. Even if you're not coming home from traveling, if you feel like you've just been not keeping up with your routines as much as you'd like to be, maybe this will be a little reset video for you and a little inspo. Before I share all these tips with you guys, I think it's really important to notice how you're staying balanced while traveling and develop those structures as well. When we're in a new culture, we're just trying to immerse ourselves into our surroundings. So we're trying to meet as many people as possible, see everything, do everything, and obviously that's so important and that's like the fun in traveling, but I've noticed that when I make these small little shifts to feed into myself in little bits throughout the day, I'm able to show up in a much more happy, energized, and empowering way for others and for myself. It just makes me feel better overall. There's some little tips that I do that really help. The first one is I always stay hydrated. So even if we're not gonna be outside in nature, going on a hike, even if I'm just like laying by the pool, I will always have my water bottle with me. This helps so much with staying energized. Obviously, it's so easy to stay hydrated when you're home and keeping up with your routines, or you're working in front of a computer, you have your water bottle right there. But I think when we're traveling, we're trying different drinks and we're going to different restaurants and we don't have our water bottle with us. So by doing that, you don't get those headaches or just feel really sleepy because you're dehydrated. I'll also wake up early before everyone wakes up, which has helped me so much. And sometimes it's hard because you just want to sleep in because you're on vacation, but I'll wake up early, I'll go for a walk outside and just feel really present, get myself grounded, get some sunlight and movement in before the day starts. Spending that time alone and connecting with myself before everyone wakes up helps me to recharge. If you're anything like me, I need that alone time. Being around so many people all day long can feel a little overwhelming. I really set myself up for success for the day by finding that space for myself and just really finding gratitude in the morning before everyone wakes up. Even if you only have like 10 or 15 minutes and you just go get a coffee and sit outside or do a little meditation, anything you can do to really connect with yourself and spend that alone time before the day starts is super, super helpful. The last one is ordering foods that are balanced and non-restrictive, but also that I know are gonna make me feel amazing. Obviously, it's important to order like the local favorites and everything, but when I pick out things on the menu that have vegetables in them that I know are gonna make me feel amazing, but I'm also really genuinely able to enjoy, finding that balance has been such a game changer for me while traveling to really stay energized throughout the day and not feel like that gross feeling when I get home. Now let's get into the 5 tips that I've developed as habits for myself that help me so much. So the first one is planning out my next meal when I get home before I leave for vacation. For example, when I was in California, I took the red eye, so it was an overnight flight and I got home early. I'll plan out one thing that I can eat when I got home. I always keep my sprouted bread in the freezer, so when I went to the grocery store, I bought an avocado that was not ripe yet, so that when I got home, the avocado was perfectly ready and I had my breakfast already planned out for that meal. So you have your next meal planned, and then when I'm in the airport, whether I'm on the plane or waiting for the flight, I will plan out my meals for the week. In the past, I would have all these things on my mind and planning out my meals was the last thing I wanted to think about, and it just felt so overwhelming between picking out my meals, finding recipes, figuring out what ingredients I needed, meal prepping, going to the grocery store, all of that. It was just so much on my plate when I already had so much to do in these different aspects of my life. I will plan them, like for example, this was a night flight, so I planned them out in the airport, and then when I got home, all I had to do was grocery shop and meal prep, and it didn't take long at all because I knew exactly what I needed. Another point when it comes to food, I pick out super simple meals that are really easy for me to make the first week. I love cooking, but after traveling, I'm really tired and I'm usually just not in the mood to cook. So I'll pick super easy things like, for example, this week I did ground turkey, rice, and Brussels sprouts for lunch because I know all of those things are super easy for me to make. Meal prep them when I got home, and then I had all my meals planned for the week, and it was just one less thing to worry about. The next one is how I get back into my movement. This is one of the hardest ones because when you get home from traveling, all you want to do is sleep and you don't want to work out, and it's so hard to get that motivation back because you haven't been building up that momentum. What I do is the first day I get home, I will do something super slow, whether it's just like a 10-minute yoga flow or a stretch routine, anything I can do where I'm just at home on my yoga mat and just moving my body, connecting with my body, but not forcing myself into some intense workout. That's what I do the first day. And then the second day, I'll do some kind of at-home workout, 20-minute YouTube video or a little Pilates workout, something super slow and light that is really easing me back into my movement. Third day is when I'll do my workout class or I'll go down to the gym and lift weights. And I'm giving my body that grace, listening to what it needs and easing myself back into the movement where I don't feel like I'm totally off track. The next one is how I get back into my morning routine. After you travel, obviously all you want to do is sleep in, but because we've spent so much time with others and really immersed in our surroundings, it's really important to reconnect with ourselves. So what I'll do is I'll pick out 2 of my favorite aspects of my morning routine and I will spend extra time on them. So whether I need to reorganize my calendar a little bit, push some meetings back, or just wake up a little bit earlier, I really give myself that extra time that I need to recharge. For me, those parts are reading and journaling. So I will wake up a little bit earlier and I'll put my phone on Do Not Disturb and I'll just read for a full hour. And I found that getting that quiet time really helps me to build up my routine again, build up that momentum, and really look forward to my morning routine. So look for your favorite aspects and listen to your body about what it's craving, what it needs, and what it hasn't had in a while. And that'll really help you to reconnect with your routine and find that love that you have for it again. If you need help building out your morning routine, I have another video of everything I do in the morning, so let me know if you want to see another one like that. Morning routines have been a game changer for me for keeping up with my day, keeping myself structured, and really have been key to setting me up for success. This next one is probably the most important point, but it's really to prioritize rest. In the past, I would have so much on my plate that I would think, well, I definitely don't have time to rest, but then I would just find myself giving half my energy and really just forcing myself to push through. But when I'm able to set aside that time for rest, I find that I'm so much more productive. Whether I need to take an afternoon nap or I'll go to bed an hour earlier, anything I can do to get more sleep in is so important, because after traveling, our bodies really need that rest time. Maybe you don't go on your devices, or you stay off of social media an hour before bed and you really just build out that nighttime routine. Give yourself the space to sleep a little extra. That'll help so much with getting you back on track. The last one is getting my inspiration back. I know when I travel a lot, I feel kind of uninspired and unmotivated when I get back home. I'll go on some midday nature walks and I'll put on a podcast, or I will read like I was talking about before. I'll do a little extra reading that day. Whatever I can do to get that motivation. Sometimes I'll watch some YouTube videos that are motivational to me. Whatever I can to really get myself back into the swing of things, that helps so much, especially when I feel overwhelmed or stressed out. So those are the 5 tips that have really helped me. I know this video was short, but I know how overwhelming it can be when you're traveling and you come back home and you feel like you have so much on your plate. This is really how I stay balanced and keep up with my routines. Let me know what you want to see next in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!